Alright, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough for making the initial block. This is kind of your first experience, at least this year, or at least at the very minimum with me, with super basic 3D modeling, and you'll get a chance to 3D print your final design product. Alright, we're going to use Tinkercad. Alright, so you Google it, it should pop up for you. I believe most everyone has used it before. You can either use your student account or personal accounts. I'm not sure which ones you have set up so far. And then I just go sign in with Google. It'll sign me in. Alright, if you do the students ones, you'll have a classes tab here, designs, tutorials. You're going to go to designs. I have a bunch of different random ones just because I've used this a good bit. You may not have anything up here, but basically there's 3D designs and circuits. We're going to do 3D designs. And then if I go, I have this posted in Classroom. Inside of it is Instructable. Basically, this takes you through step by step to make a cube that's going to be made up of your initials. Alright, and it goes through step by step, and I'll walk you through. So this is just kind of the video version of it. So you're going to start by having 4 cubes, 20 by 20 by 20 millimeter. So if I come over here, start new 3D design. Alright, I'm gonna change mine. So I clicked on settings. It's listed in millimeters, so I'm going to change it to millimeters. So I click on a shape to bring it in. Click to place it. If I click on it, it tells me it's 20 by 20, and the height would also be 20 because it's a cube. So I'm going to bring them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, if I look at the next step, I'm going to bring in letters for my initials. Let me see. So it should have a letters option there. Here, I'll just search it. Alright, so I just did a search at the top for letters. I got my letters. Alright, I'm going to have a J, D, and a W. Alright, I want to adjust the size of them. I'll start with the J. Right, if I click on this handle, I then come in, do 20 by 20. If I click on this top handle, 20. Same thing here. By 20 by 20. Let me double check myself. Alright. Once I have them to the 20 by 20 by 20, I'm going to rotate them so that each one is facing a different direction. Alright, so I'll leave my J facing up. If I click on D here, this little curved arrow, if I click on it, if I have it to the inside where they're the big space between the marks, it'll jump. If I drag my cursor out, it'll go individual degrees. So I keep it in. I'm going to turn the D facing that way. And then let me shift my angle a little bit. And the W, I'm going to face that way. Now, I'm going to switch them from a solid object to a hole, and then I'm going to align them up and use them to cut away parts of the squares. So if I go here, hole, 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 and it turns into kind of that transparent look or shape. Alright, if I select, so I'm just clicking and dragging these two. Right here is a line. You can do it manually, but this is quicker and easier. Alright, if I do middle, middle, then it will be overlapping with itself, which is what I want. Then to cut away, if I select the two and hit group up here, right, it will cut away where the J is. So now if I do the same for these two, line here, I'll shift it over that way, group, align here, here, group. Alright, so I have the J, the W, and then the D. Once I combine them, I'm going to turn those three pieces into whole, or negative space, think of it that way. So if I go here, select all three, whole. So I have three that are negative space, I have one that's just a regular block. I'm going to select all four of them, align here, here, and if I select all of them and group them, I end up with my initial cube. And from this side I have the W, from this side I have D, and from the top down I have the J. And that just goes through doing a bunch of them. Alright, I wind up 3D printing them. There's some circumstances where, depending on your initials, it gets a little more complicated. And if you run into that, call me over and I can give you a hand. But once you have it all completed here, right, go up here to the name of it. It auto generates weirdness. So if I click on it, and I'll just put my last name as the title for it. And then once, if you're doing this on your Chromebook, you can then log on to the computer that is connected to the 3D printer. And all we'll do is export 3D print, and you'll click here on MakerBot. Continue to MakerBot. Sign in here. Alright, it loads it in. The 3D printer in my room is not connected to the cloud, so we'll have to manually send it over through a thumb drive. Mine froze. Let me hit reload here. Bring it back up. Importing. Alright, there, as this is loading, I'll do this. I'll close it, leave, export, 3D print, MakerBot, continue. Alright, so this program basically slices it, and that's basically cutting your 3D object into layers so that 3D printer can understand how to make it. If I come up here to the top, whatever printer type it says, I'll click. I want to do Replicator 5th Gen, and then there shouldn't be anything else I need to change up here. I'm gonna turn supports on. Some designs won't need them, but I'll turn them on just in case. So here where it says support type, I'll click none and change it to breakaway. That way the supports will kind of break away from it, and then everything else is good. I hit export, and it will slice it, and it will download it, and it should pop up down here in the corner. And once it does, I'll take that file and I'll load it onto thumb drive. There we go. I'll go here. I can click show in folder. Alright, so right there's the file that I made today. Over here along the side, I don't have my thumb drive plugged in right now, but I can click and drag this file over, and I'll just put it into the USB, and that will automatically load it onto there, and then you should be good to go to plug it into the 3D printer and print away. Alright, running any problems, look at the directions on the sheet that I attached, and don't be afraid to ask for help or ask questions. Alright, have a good rest of your day.